Start by you, let everybody know they're being included, yeah. Then I gotta find this share button. See myself. I don't know why I want to let y'all in here. Admit. I'm gonna have to fix this link so it can just let y'all in automatically. I mean, having to constantly press the button. All right, y'all. So again, sorry about last week. I had a staff meeting and didn't realize it until the day of. So I don't know if y'all met like Miss Beth McGee yet or Miss Kimberly Wilkes. They were texting me like, we got a meeting today. So it's my fault. So let me see. Can y'all see my screen? Because I said this is my first time working with Teams. Do y'all see the schedule?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, and then if someone has, I guess on y'all end, if someone's trying to get in, do y'all have like the admit button that pops up on y'all end?
I don't.
Okay. I'll have to fix this link because I wanted to y'all can just come on in without me having to keep swapping out. So anyway, so we finished week 2. Again, I'm sorry. Welcome to Nursing 1321, Role Development 2. This is you guys are in part 2. The 7-week course is going to move pretty fast. I'm so ready for another break. Y'all's fall break was not long enough for me because I've been in school since August, I believe. So yeah, I've been kind of tired. So anyways, all weeks for this class ends on a Sunday unless otherwise specified. Honor lock exam times are going to be Sunday at 5 p.m. to Monday at 11:59 p.m. So you do have that window. I was told that you all are familiar with honor lock. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So I do most of my classes are face to face. I used honor lock just recently with our face to face class for a math exam. Um, it was a terrible process in my opinion. So we're gonna give this a try. Hopefully I have everything set up correctly. I will make sure that I have my phone on and ready, emails ready, just in case we're having some issues on Sunday and Monday. I think we're gonna be good. But if if it don't work, it don't work. We're gonna make it work. It'll be all right. All right. So starting tomorrow, I will start grading you guys' first discussion post. I kind of try to just wait until the deadline before I start grading stuff. So please don't freak out. Like, oh, she hasn't graded my stuff yet. Turned it in last week. I will grade it. I like to wait to do everything kind of at one time. So the first post, I'll grade those all tomorrow. And then the second peer response, I'll make sure I grade all those on that Monday. Okay. So you guys will get your stuff. And like I said, the exam I'm not sorry. Your exams will be through ExamSolve, but you'll go through honor lock to take it. All right, so let me see what else on here. The exams are just pretty straightforward. I think I have y'all with 25 questions on your exam. If you have not already gone through the modules, kind of looked around the modules, please do so. Let me go here. So when this class was created, we were still in the old book, Younger and Wise, and then we updated the book. And so I did not want to re-record the stuff. I allowed Miss McGee, and also I think some of these also recordings also have Miss Holland on there. The book is different, however, the chapters do align. That makes sense. So like the Younger and Wise books talked about evidence-based practice. This book that you guys are in talking about translating research to practice. So it's still the same information, it's just a different book, but it's still the same information. So the test questions basically are kind of coming just from your PowerPoints and also your SurePath lessons. I kind of like to use those a lot, and also the EAQ questions. So a lot of questions that you'll see, you're probably like, oh, I saw this question already. They're not hard, they're straightforward, easy questions. If you have not, like I said, listen to these recordings, please do so, y'all. A lot of my test questions come straight from the recording, okay, in the PowerPoints. I don't make it hard. It's an online class, 1 credit hour. I'm not trying to make this hard for anyone. Make some really high points real quick for this. So again, like I said, please listen to the recording. It kind of breaks everything down for y'all. Talking about evidence-based practice. The main things on here that I do want y'all to understand is this slide right here. Make it bigger. So evidence-based practice steps. So as you all see, there are 7 steps. It's really, it's 7 steps, but we're gonna kind of acknowledge only 6 of the steps. So the 7 steps, basically, step 0 is just the curiosity, right? Just thinking of a question like, oh yeah, let's say, why are these patients on this floor continuous getting these, CLABSI infections, or why are all the patients continuing getting bed sores, or skin breakdowns behind their ears? So you're basically trying to get like a little question, okay? And then the next step of the evidence-based process is just ask the clinical question in a P-code form. And so we'll go over that in a second as well too. The next step is just search for the best evidence. Then you got critically appraised evidence, integrate the best evidence, and kind of so forth. So for this slide right here, y'all, know these, okay, know the 7 steps, okay? Really, I want y'all to just really kind of know steps 1 through 6, okay? So make sure you're familiar with steps 1 through 6. You're going to see it again, okay? Let me go to the next slide. So this kind of like just tells you a little bit what that curiosity, what that means. The curiosity, just cultivating the spirit of inquiry, okay? Like I said, just kind of get that question that you're having in your head, trying to figure out, like, hey, why is this patient getting this? Or why are all the patients on this side of the hallway getting MRSA infections, So you're trying to figure out what could be going on. And then you kind of go to your next steps. Okay? With the P-code format, P-code is basically a way how we, again, formulate our curiosity for our question, and then how am I going to look at this question, okay? So the P stands for my patient population, or the actual problem, okay, or my interest, right? The I stands for my intervention. What am I doing to fix it, okay? Like, what is my intervention? Okay. C stands for comparison of my interests. Outcome is O. Okay, after I did the comparison, after I put my interventions in place and I compared it, what was my outcome? And then T stands for time. Okay. Know what these stand for. You will have kind of like examples, like it might have a P-code question on your test, and it'll say like, hey, which one is C? Okay, like in this P-code question right here, what is the C? The C, of course, is comparison of interest. So you have to kind of figure out in that P-code question exactly what is the outcome of the question, right? What is the intervention that we're using to get that P-code question? Okay. When we're doing searching for evidence-based, of course, we want to do everything evidence-based practice. I don't know if y'all are familiar with our online library, but we have a lot of great resources there. If you need me to kind of walk you through it, I have no problem. But well, actually, I will show you how to get to the library. I'll show y'all since I'm recording. I'll show you how to put something in. When we're looking at actual articles, y'all, we kind of look at the articles and kind of see like the levels of the articles. So our top level one is kind of like our meta-analysis. These are research papers that have taken maybe several months to years to get like all this data to build, these statistics and these numbers, and they've been tested over and over again. And this is how we know we have this top level of information. And it kind of goes down the ladder from there. Okay. A lot of articles that you guys are going to probably find a lot and see a lot will probably be like around these levels right here, level 5, level 4. The higher the level is, I don't want the word to intimidate y'all, but sometimes all the medical jargon or all those, big words like, oh my God, what do these words mean? You kind of start seeing more of that information when you get those higher level of information. But please don't be scared of it. We have too much AI here today. We got too much Google, highlight a word, like, hey, what's this word mean? Okay, so it's too much out here for us to kind of scared of these journals. I'm trying to think. What's all right on that? Like I said, most of the stuff, like I said, is already kind of in your recording. So please, like I said, listen to Miss McGee's recording. This slide right here, I do want you guys to understand the difference between validity, reliability, and also, well, actually, just those two words. It's validity and I can't even talk yet. I'm telling you, I'm so tired from clinical today. So make sure that y'all kind of understand these two terms right here, because you'll see that again as well. Trying to think. That's kind of really the main thing I can think of right now that really need to stand out. Like I said, know the steps for evidence-based practice, know what PICO means and like the part of a PICO question. And then, like I said, just kind of know those terms in that slide I showed y'all about validity and then reliability. Let me see. Go to this next PowerPoint real quick. Have any questions for me right now before I go to the next PowerPoint? I said these are going to be short and sweet. They're not going to be long. I can't even see y'all. Hold on. Let me see. Stop sharing. Any questions or anything? Are y'all okay right now?
I'm good.
All right. Like I said, if you watch her videos, y'all, you should pass a test. It's like I take my questions straight from the PowerPoints, straight from the videos. Like this is not going to be a difficult class to pass. Let me share again.
So, what about the EAQs? Do we go over the EAQs as well?
I can't see. So your EAQs, I can't actually see y'all EAQs. Okay. And the EAQs, they're kind of based on how you answer a question. So like if you get a question wrong, it's going to go down a level, right? So the EAQs are so random. Okay. But now I do know that after you take your EAQs, you should be able to go back and review. I think I have it set up so like when you get, I think it's in study mode. So when you answer one, doesn't get like the rationale of if you got it right or wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So like I said, but y'all EAQs are not the same. It depends on how you answer your questions, right? So I personally cannot actually see the EAQs. I kind of have an idea of what you guys are probably being asked, but like for test wise, y'all, I'm pulling this stuff from PowerPoints. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. But please now, since they're EAQs, please y'all make sure y'all do your EAQs. Y'all don't mess that easy grade up. Okay. I have a lot of students who have to wait till last minute. Don't do that, y'all. Knock them out the way. This is a 7-week class. Don't. Okay. Now your discussion boards, of course, I do actually read those. I do follow the rubric for it. So if you're not sure, if you make this bigger, hold on. Try this stuff out the way. I got so many screens up. Okay, so let's talk about discussion board before I get to the next chapter. So this is kind of how it's broken down, y'all. You can get, I want to say, about 50 points for your discussion board, okay? So your initial post, y'all, to get here, right, you need to make sure that your initial post fully addresses the question that I asked y'all, okay? As long as you answer those points that I prompt you with, you're not gonna have an issue with, okay? Also, make sure y'all spell check, okay? Spell check, that's easy points right there, right? If you want to make sure you get 5 points for your word count, make sure your word count has 200 words. Okay, you can always kind of like highlight it and like see how many words you have. I wouldn't necessarily like count each word, but you can always kind of highlight it or like copy and paste it to kind of see what your word count is. Normally I write my stuff discussion post, I might do like in a Word document to just kind of see my wording. But yeah, as long as you have 200 words, you're getting 5 points. All right. Turn your stuff in on time, okay? Each day that your assignment is late, you're gonna lose a point, right? It's only worth 4 points. So basically, if you post after the 3rd day, it's late. I can't get you the points, right? Because it's only worth 4 points. Okay. You do have to use 2 or more references. I'm fine with y'all just using 2 references. When you do your posts, you need to have at least one of your references, your journals has to be within the last 5 years, okay? So if we're in the year 2025, that means one of your references posts has to be, it has to be since 2020, right? Yeah, so let's say if you give me your reference and your reference says 2019, right? No, that's more than 5 years, so we can't use that, right? But you will still get some points. So you see right here where it says that you use 2 references. At least one must be from nursing journal between 5 and 10 years, right? So let's say, yeah, everything on here is excellent, but you gave me a journal in 2019. Well, I have to give you a score of 4, okay? And I'm sorry, I hear my son in the background hollering. I don't know. He's grown and acting crazy. He's playing some game on Xbox probably. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna give y'all a little rule of thumb right here. I am not a stickler for APA. Okay. I do not grade hard on APA. As long as you type it the best way you can in APA format, as long as you spell checked it and make sure that it is grammar checked properly, I'm good. Because I do know it's kind of hard a lot of times to put your discussion board posts in the proper APA format. I know it's hard, y'all, when y'all trying to copy and paste in there. I don't know if we're writing actual, I'll look and see the syllabus in a minute. But anyways, for the actual discussion post, y'all, as long as you got a spell check, it's proper grammar, I'm good, okay? I know I'm gonna give y'all all 4s on there. As long as, like I said, as long as you just please spell check, y'all. The spell check, okay? Do your best, spell check, okay? Now, when y'all get ready to reply, right? You do need to make sure that you reply to 2 separate people, okay? So let's say that John makes a post, all right? Now, let's say that you and John are having a good dialogue, right? And you post 3 or 4 times on John's one post. That's fine. However, you only posted one person, right? So you need to make sure you find another student in your class that you can also post on theirs too, okay? So I can kind of, the way Canvas set up, I can see like your initial post and then I can see the other 2 posts, right? So it has to be, make sure it's 2 separate students, y'all. If y'all want to have a good conversation, I'm fine with it. I don't have no problem with y'all going back and forth, talking or whatever. I'm gonna read it. However, that's only one person, okay? So that don't count like Miss Brown. I posted more than one time. Yeah, on the same person. That's not how that works. Make sure you get another student to post on as well too. And so it's kind of the same thing, y'all. So like I said, it's just real self-explanatory and hard. Like I said, I do not grade hard on APA, y'all. So don't freak out about that, okay? I don't, because it's really hard to do APA on when you're doing a discussion board. Okay. Let me go back on here. Week 2. Week 2 is patient education. There's some cute little videos in here. They're funny, y'all. It's one on here with House. I love that show, House. But the lady's talking about trying to, her inhaler has not, and like she's using up her inhaler within a week's time. And he's like, well, show me what you're doing. And then she kind of like uses the inhaler like perfume, so she's not using medication correctly. So what I'm getting on that is that we have to be very, very careful when we're educating our patients, okay, y'all? Make sure that we do what's called like teach back. So after we teach the patient, have them show you what they're doing, right? Like, don't just go for them saying, I got it, okay, you got it. I want you to show me. Teach it back to me, demonstrate what you learn back to me so I can see what you're doing, right? Right. Standards for patient education. So We know that the patients have a Bill of Rights. If y'all don't know that, patients also have a right to know, right to understand what we're doing for them. They have a right to refuse, so they do have their own rights. Make sure that usually the patient rights is kind of covered when the patient like comes into the ER. I know they're probably not reading it, but they come in there and say, hey, welcome to the hospital. Here, sign these papers for me. That kind of tells them like their rights as a patient, okay? So the purpose of patient education is basically to promote, retain, and restore health, okay? Patient education includes maintenance and promotion of health and illness prevention. So it's kind of like talking about like flu shots. It's flu season right now. We talk to our patients, hey, should get the flu shot because it's going to decrease your risk of getting the flu. Mainly, you're decreasing your risk for getting like pneumonia. Of course, we want education that includes like restoration of their health and also coping with impaired functioning. When we're teaching our patients, y'all, we need to kind of like figure out what their learning level is, okay? Just because this person has a PhD in, I think it's something, aerospace, I don't know. They know the stars real well, That does not mean that they understand how to take an inhaler, okay? Just because they have a PhD in something doesn't mean that they know basic medical jargon or language. So we have to always make sure that we kind of teach our patients between a third and a fifth grade level, okay? Because most people, especially in this region, so I'm in Memphis, Arkansas area, Mid-South region, there's a lot of poverty here. A lot of people, they do have high school diplomas, but however, they may not understand still, right? Or a lot of people with GEDs, a lot of people may not have any kind of higher education. So simple things that some people might understand, they may not understand. So you have to kind of get an idea of your patient's education level and what they actually understand. And the best way to do that is to have them teach it back to you, right? To kind of understand, make sure they know what they're talking about or can show you. I'm so sorry, y'all, this little cough I got. Okay, so as nurses, we are educators, y'all. We are educators. We're doctors, lawyers, social workers, mama, daddy, sister, brother, we're everything. Lawyer, whatever. They need us to be. We are all those things, y'all, okay? So as our role as educators, just make sure that our patients understand about the code of ethics, about their rights. Help them to make sure they're understanding medical errors, right? So when they're coming in the hospital or clinic or whatever, have them bring the medications with you. Have them make sure they understand, like, hey, why are you taking this medication here? Okay, that might tell you it's my blood pressure. Well, it's not. Something totally different, right? So keep them engaged. Also make sure their family members are also kind of aware of what's going on. So kind of keep everybody engaged and make sure that everybody understands what's going on. Make sure y'all know the domains of learning, okay? What cognitive, affective, and psychomotor means, okay? I'm not going to this quiz with y'all because it's in her thing with y'all. Let's see. What's on here? Oh yeah. Well, when it comes to like education and teaching, y'all, so we try to make sure we do like small, maybe like one-to-one group settings, or if we have to teach in a large group, try to do like maybe like small groups. Let's say that we're at like a senior citizen place, right? We're trying to teach them about like glucose checks, right? It's gonna be better if we're kind of sitting, like at a round table, everybody's kind of facing each other, versus I'm up here as a lecturer standing in front of the class and they're kind of just, y'all know how y'all be with teaching, y'all just kind of like going la la land. So it's kind of better if you're kind of sitting down, well-lit area, comfortable ventilation. It's not too hot in there, not too cold. Comfortable furniture, quiet, kind of private. So like I said, one-to-one education, or if you're like in a group setting, try to make like small groups, especially when they learn a new skill or a new task so that they can understand and make sure they have a safe area to ask questions. Let's see what some other highlights on here. I need to point out to y'all. I think that's kind of really the main thing. Like I said, please do listen to her video. She goes over all this stuff in a little more detail. I was like, I'm not reinventing the wheel, y'all. It was already recorded. I said, you know what? We're not reinventing the wheel. We're not doing it today. I work very, very smart, not hard. I'm trying to think, am I missing anything for y'all? Let's see. No, I'm not. Is there any questions or anything y'all have for me? Any concerns? Um, if like I said, I'm very, very I'm a working adult as well. I understand I was in y'all shoes. I didn't do the online portion. I did do face to face when I got my I went to Arkansas State as well. I went to Westminster campus. I came out in 2009, I sounds like, yeah, about 2009. So I was LPN as well, but I went to face. So I understand about having kids, having a job, trying to go to school as well too. I'm very, very transparent. If y'all need me, just email me, let me know. If you're like, hey, Miss Brown, this time might be late, let me know. Communicate with me. Already tell me before then after, okay? So if you know, like, hey, I'm overwhelmed right now, Miss Brown, this right here, or this test, I need to know before it's due. Don't tell me after it's due. Hey, no. Tell me before it's due. I can help you if it's before. When it comes afterwards, gotta go by that syllabus. Okay. So yeah, just let me know if y'all need anything, if y'all have any questions or concerns. So yeah, I'll stay on here until probably like around probably about 3:45 in case anybody else pops on. Then I'll end the call and then I'll post this video and I'll be on here again next week. Any questions or concerns?
I have a question.
Yeah. What's up, Jamie?
Um, on the discussion board, I
Mhm.
was trying to read the rubric on it, and the way I understood it on our second comment, do we have to cite that?
Let me go back. I want to say you do. Hold on, let me second. Let me go back. Let me go back on here and show you. All right, so let me see your first comment. You do have to have two references, right? And then when you do your first reply, let me see. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So you can't just like, so let's say that I say, what's y'all thinking on literacy? I don't know. Let's just say I say, well, yeah, my patient, a good way to teach a patient is X, Y, and Z. And then I cite, to, things that I got from two nursing journals or whatever. And then you come back and say, yeah, great job, Ross. I agree with you. Okay. I need you to actually go look for another article or something that plays on to what I'm saying. Or either you're welcome to use the articles that the person used. You can always go back and kind of read the article yourself. And maybe you can also tag along and say, yeah, great points. I also saw in this article, site or whatever, X, Y, and Z. Okay. So you do have to do that for these. So that's the only thing about online class discussion boards. Y'all gotta do a lot of research. So yeah, to answer your question, yes, you gotta do it. You have to cite and have your reference on there for reply 1 and reply 2. Like I said, I have no issue with you, saying just going back and using their same article. If you need to, that's fine. Just, I mean, of course, don't put verbatim what they put, but you might want to say, oh yeah, and also in your article, I saw this and I agree with this or I disagree with this. Does that make sense, Jamie? Hello? I'm going to assume that's a yes. All right. Any other questions? I don't even see y'all no more. Let me see. I'm gonna type to you, Jamie, because I don't know if you heard me or not.
I heard you.
Okay, okay.
I'm sorry. I was trying to get it to unmute.
No, you're fine. So I don't know if y'all know, but we're no longer using Zoom. I think our Zoom account with the school ends in November. So be happy that y'all did y'all stuff with Zoom, like if y'all had to help us online, because I still trying to figure out how to do this team stuff, how to record, and it's a lot going on. I could watch a YouTube video and just see how to do it, but I ain't got time for all that. So I would just play around and figure out how to do it then actually read the directions. I'm that kind of person. Let me just play around with it, break it a couple times, and okay, I got it. All right. Well, y'all have a question or anything? Oh, I know I'll show y'all one more thing. I'm sorry. Let me show y'all one more thing. Because I don't know. Have y'all done like any research yet or had to like go to the website, the Arkansas State website and actually like find articles? Have y'all done that yet? Was that done in y'all first roll class or no? Well, if not, I'm gonna show y'all. So you can go right here, go to Arkansas State website, go to library. Okay. So the best way to do, you can do several ways. You can do like find a journal or go here. Just type in anything. I'm gonna type in sepsis in nursing. Okay. And I just search it. Okay, so it gets like 86,000 results. Like, oh no, I don't want that many results. Okay, so I can go over here and I can just kind of filter, right? So I know I want a journal that is maybe 5 years. Okay, so that brought it down even more, right? And then let's say that I only want a journal article. Gonna bring it down some more. So now I'm kind of refining my stuff more, right? So now I can go into it some more and say sepsis in foot wounds. I don't know. Let's make something up. All right. So now I'm narrowing my search more. Well, let me go over here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me go. Hold on. I'm gonna do right. I'm trying to get y'all to peer review. Where my peer review journals at? Okay, so then go to databases. So you can kind of narrow it down even more what you want. ProQuest is pretty good. PubMed is a pretty good database as well too that y'all can use. It's a lot of databases that you can use. And so I still want to kind of bring it down some more. So right here it says scholarly and peer review. Click on those. So those scholarly and peer review articles, all that means is that how we did the evidence-based practice, y'all, so that at that higher level, that level 1, whatever, they've actually done the work, they've taken time, they've done surveys, they've done statistical analysis, they've done blind studies, they've done so many different studies, and then once they write their article, people who are also in their field. So they're not just getting like, if it's nursing, I'm gonna get someone else who is a scholar in the nursing community to read this article, right? I'm not getting somebody who works at Pfizer Pharmaceuticals to read this article to see if this article is going to work for their medication. Okay, I'm on college. Okay. So those are kind of what peer review articles are. Peer review articles are very high level articles. These are articles that are that we base all of our evidence based on. So yeah, it's kind of like I know sepsis is really too broad. That's why I have like all these thousands of articles. But it's kind of how you guys kind of maneuver through the website to kind of find it. Okay. I'm gonna get out of here. And again, like I said, if y'all need help with it, just email me. I can always help you if you need help, like a PICO question, all that kind of stuff. But Yep. Any other questions or concerns? Mhm. I can't hear you. Shawan, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I noticed that you put some practice questions on Kahoot.
Uh-huh.
Is it possible that you can put the Pico questions, like some examples on there?
I can do that. I can do that. Give me tomorrow. I can work on that for y'all. So like basically like Pico, like to break it down, like, you know, what's the problem, that kind of stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. No problem. I got you.
All right,
I can do
thank you.
that. Mm-hmm. All right. Anything else, y'all? Like I said, I will be on here till 3:45. I'm gonna hang up if no more questions because I gotta go on another call with my roll 4 class at 4 o'clock. So I'll just kind of hang on here if anybody else wants to pop on and ask a question. But same time, same place next week, y'all. And I'll work on those questions today to post it in there for y'all.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.